Welcome back, my fellow knights, to another battle for Mountain Blade Bannerlord. Today we're fighting on the open green plains of Bretonnia. Remember, every single unit you see on screen today is a real player. Watch as the Coalition and Bretonian forces clash in this 500-player battle. We start today looking at the Coalition forces as they form up. In the foreground here we've got Kingdom of Franks, behind them Blood Diamond, and just behind them again the Kingdom of Hordaland in their iconic blue shields. At the beginning of the battle, all players spawn in and the first couple of seconds are devoted to finding your banner and forming up underneath it, just like Coronis Ibericus are doing here. In round 1 we're going to be fighting over Control Point C, situated just over the hill there. Imperium Polskier form up, looking great as always on horseback. The Coalition make their way towards the Stonehenge that you can see in the distance there, but if you look very closely on the horizon, you can see that the BRE are going to make it there just before them. As usual, Host or Knights Hospitaller are out in front leading the way under their black banner. They stop because they can see there's no way they're getting to that control point first. They decide to wait for their allies and approach as one single force. It's a good tactic. The last thing you want to do is charge in group by group. Going in together means you can bring all of your arms to bear at the same time. We move over to the Stonehenge now, where the BRE have entrenched themselves. It's surrounded by stones which make for lots of mini choke points. The BRE are covering all bases. Most of their troops are at the front, but they're making sure that they're prepared for any attacks that come from the rear. Castan and their leader here survey the battlefield. They can see the Coalition approaching. Right now they just have to see what we're doing and react accordingly. But that doesn't mean they can't look good while doing it. Loving the cinematic pose there. BRE archers have positioned themselves on top of the rocks. This is going to be great because they've got the elevation advantage. They've got a good view of the entire Coalition force from here. We've missed it slightly, but a cavalry engagement has broken out on the right hand of the screen. Whoever wins that will have cavalry superiority for the rest of the battle. The setup phase in this round is especially long. The Coalition are trying to make their way around the back so they can attack from as many angles at the same time as possible. Timing is going to be key here. Charge in too early, you won't have the support from your allies. Charge in too late, you'll leave your allies to die without you. Coordination between the different clans here is going to be essential. Let's see if they can pull it off. Coronis Ibericus are moving round now to attack from the rear. Let's zoom out and see how the battle looks for now. The Coalition have created a semicircle around the Stonehenge and are about to attack. Heremots are moving out the bottom there to see if they can get around and get some shots on Blood Diamond from the left. Blood Diamond seem very prepared with their shields up. Same for the rest of the Coalition. I think they're just waiting for the charge order to be given. That's easier said than done with the Coalition. Remember, you do have independent clans fighting together here, no central leadership. The Stonehenge is like an absolute fortress, but the Coalition are not deterred. They charge in. You've got Kingdom of Hordaland and SVCI there fighting the BRE forces head on. I can see Montfort there going into support, as well as the Order of the Lake. Coronis Ibericus there coming in from the rear, but Aquitaine do seem to have it covered. That said, KOH have charged through and have now embedded themselves inside the BRE lines. That's going to make it difficult to form a battle line. Knights Hospitaller also have a good foothold inside the Stonehenge now. They seem to be fighting Mouzalon and Castan from both sides. Heremots have abandoned the Stonehenge and are trying to fire from a distance. They're going to have to watch out for those Coalition cavalry units coming in to get them. It seems the Coalition must have won that cavalry engagement earlier. I don't see any BRE cavalry on the battlefield anymore. The numbers on the screen are looking fairly even. At the moment, the battle's slightly in favour of the Coalition. Host Knights Hospitaller are holding a strong battle line as they fight off multiple BRE units. They're keeping them fixed in position while the remaining coalition forces attack from the rear. The BRE archers are nowhere to be seen on top of the rocks, coalition now firing down onto the melee. The battle's turning into an absolute brawl. Inside here you can see Mortonel fighting off against Almagavers. BRE still hold the centre, but it's only a matter of time before the rest of the coalition forces come crashing in. And that's it, guys. I think it's all over. Looking at the numbers, the coalition now have a huge advantage. There's no way the BRE are coming back from this one. Well played, everyone, in round one. Let's move swiftly onto round two. We join this round watching the BRE cavalry sweep around the church. They're on the lookout for coalition forces to see which direction they're coming from. We're not sure where the BRE infantry are just yet, but as we come around this church they come into view and you begin to see the full extent of the BRE army. At full strength they're a formidable force. In this round we're fighting over control point B, which is just behind the BRE forces here. They can sit and wait and let the coalition come to them. The coalition though are in no rush whatsoever. They're forming up looking very relaxed about the attack. BRE in the back there are heading into the church. I'm not sure that's a great idea. They're going to want their numbers out here on the battlefield, fighting as one. The BRE ease their troops backwards, making their lines slightly more condensed around the church. Is it a retreat, or are they baiting us in? The coalition approach cautiously, not really sure what the BRE are doing right now. Cavalry is going round the back looking for an opportunity to strike, but it looks like Almagavers have warded them off with their spears. Oh, it's just off screen there, but the cavalry from the coalition did just get a charge on the rear of the BRE. The numbers didn't drop too much though, so I'm not sure how effective that was. It doesn't matter though, the coalition close in, the fight is about to begin. Coronis Ibericus there are the first to go in. The coalition need to back them up as quick as possible. Kingdom of Hordaland on the right here branch out. They're looking to see if they can get behind the BRE lines. Montfort, backed by Gascony there, putting up a staunch defence. They're outnumbered, but defending well. As we move over to the BRE right flank, you can see an all-out melee has begun. The lines are blurred and clans are just fighting each other as best as possible. Remember guys, team damage is a thing in Bannerlord. In these compact conditions, it's very easy to get team hits. Oh, it's quite early on in the fight, but it's not looking good for the coalition. They've lost a lot of men on that initial charge. The BRE do outnumber them quite heavily now. You can see the coalition are dropping like flies. That number is going down so quickly. The steamroll is beginning to form. The BRE are just amassing a number advantage that I just don't think the coalition can come back from. The smaller fight over here is just completely over. The BRE have won and are charging over to reinforce their BRE counterparts on the left flank. Every now and again we see a battle that's completely one-sided, and this, my friends, is one of those times. What's left of the coalition are just trying their best to hold on, but they just can't. There's nothing they can do against such superior numbers now. The BRE have them surrounded from every single angle. There's no escape. They're going down one by one. That's a BRE victory. In the final round, we join the BRE forces as they form up and head towards control point C once again. They're heading towards the Stonehenge that we saw earlier. In this scenario, the other team does spawn slightly closer to the Stonehenge, which is going to make it very difficult for the BRE to get there first. That said, the cavalry do seem to be going hell for leather towards the control point. Maybe they have a plan. BRE cavalry is made up of the lords and their squires. You can tell the squires from their loaded backpacks full of equipment. The lords are the more heavily armoured ones at the front. The Lord of Gascony at the front there signals the charge, and the BRE go hurtling towards the coalition lines. They come over the crest of the hill and smash into the coalition forces. That was a great charge. Ooh, it might be short-lived though. The Coalition took out quite a few of them there with their cavalry. The BRE cavalry were almost wiped out there, but it wasn't in vain. They did achieve one thing. The Coalition were delayed long enough for the BRE to catch up and intercept them before they got to the Stonehenge. On the left there, a number of Coalition clans are carrying on. They don't seem to have noticed that their allies have been held up. Blood Diamond and Knights Hospitaller here are fighting side by side against Mortanel there. Hosts do seem to be coming round the side here though, backed up by Coronis Ibericus doing a wide flank. The Coalition numbers are looking very healthy on that side. Let's hope they're doing equally as well on the other side. The battle is now in full swing with about 200 units on both sides. The Coalition might have the advantage just because they've got more cavalry left on the battlefield. That initial charge from the BRE did delay the Coalition, but was it worth it? I think we'll find out as this battle unfolds. Imperium Polski here are coming in for the charge. Let's see if they can get some good hits. Not bad, a couple there, but I mean it is difficult in these melee situations. You're just as likely to hit your allies as you are the foe. We're entering the final stages of the battle with only half the troops remaining. Unlike the last round, this one's much more even. The Coalition do seem to have a slight number advantage, but it's not enough to be definitive. Higher numbers can count for nothing in these late stages if all your best fighters are lying dead on the battlefield. The BRE are going to need to find an answer for these cavalry, and soon. Maybe they've got some archers somewhere that can take them out from afar. Oh, I don't know though guys, maybe it's just a dream. Have the Coalition taken this? Yeah, I think they have guys. There's no coming back from this for the BRE. They're too outnumbered now. A note for our viewers, the BRE is a role-playing clan. They enjoy the epic cinematic moments just as much as winning the battle. That initial charge was something incredible, but I think it did cost them the battle. But to be fair, I think it was worth it. That was great, probably one of the best moments I've seen in Bannerlord to date. Well played guys, GG. Guys, the only thing stopping us from making these events even more epic is you. We have 500 players right now. Let's see if we can go higher. All you've got to do is join one of the participating clans. I personally play for a clan called the Kingdom of Borderland. I'll post a link to their Discord in the description below. You're welcome to join us. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.